Hello Libra, and welcome to the Green Women Tarot. This is your reading for the next 2 weeks, which is from the 5th to the 19th of July 2021. And it's a general reading just to see what sort of energies are around you at this time, to see what's on the cards for you. But before we delve into the tarot reading, I need to consult the oracle. And this is the Kindred Fauna oracle that I'm using today to draw a couple of cards from, just to start your reading off with. So let's see, what words of wisdom does the mysterious oracle have for Libra for the 5th to the 19th of July 2021. What messages are here for Libra for the next 2 weeks? What does Libra need to know at this time? Okay, we'll just take these two that have dropped out, Libra. What have you got? The Wheel and ask for help. So the wheel makes us think of the Wheel of Fortune. It sort of talks about the turning of the turning of the time of the seasons, perhaps, but more of change of energies, a change of fortune for you. Perhaps things are just suddenly clicking into place. Outside forces or outside occurrences change your fortune. And then you've got ask for help, sort of urging you to reach out for help if you need it, because you see with this little bee-like creature working together in communion with each other it enables you to create or sort of cope with a task that may be overwhelming for you. So, do not be afraid to pull in extra help and aid. So there you have ask for help and the wheel, and I will actually read the little poems that go with them because I just think they're so beautiful. Let's see what we have. Yeah, the wheel turns, seasons change, and we change with them. In times of hardship, remember that the wheel always turns and good times will come back around. When they do, remember to be grateful. So, as I said, there's a change of fortune. And then you have ask for help. Now is the time to turn towards others for help. You don't have to do this alone. Whether they are another human, an animal, a spirit, or a deity, call them and they will come. So help is at hand if you feel you need it. So there are your two oracle cards, and let's see where the rest of the reading takes us. So let's see what's on the cards for Libra for the 5th to the 19th of July 2021. What messages are here for Libra for the next 2 weeks? What does Libra need to know at this time? And this is the Tarot de Marseilles-Waite that I'm using today. And I'll draw my usual 8-card spread, which has the first 2 cards depicting you where you are now in your current situation. The next 2 cards highlighting the challenges you're facing at this time. And the following 2 cards offering you some guidance from divine energies as you move towards the final 2 cards, which may reveal your possible outcome to this period and will certainly show the energies you're moving towards, your rising potential. So we'll take that as your first card, the World, new beginning, new phases, and the King of Pentacles. That's actually quite a lovely beginning. And then you have the Queen of Swords and the Moon. You have the 3 of Wands, and you've got the Wheel of Fortune. And then you're moving towards the 8 of Cups and the 3 of Swords, and you have Temperance at the bottom of the deck. Temperance is about aligning polar energies. It's the alchemy of opposing or polar energies coming together to create something quite magical. But of course, it also implies a need for moderation. You know, there's that sense of balance, one foot on the land, on stability, on realism, and the other foot in your emotions, in your, you know, your dreams and your desires. So it's sort of balancing two polar thoughts or polar energies, aligning them and using moderation. Right, so where do we begin? With a new phase, there's maybe a sense of completion about something, and you've certainly got that here with the King of Pentacles, suggesting something has manifested, something has been built up, and you've reached a point of stability in something in a very material way. So this should be very positive for you, but it brings with it an important decision that needs to be made, and that decision needs to be made with clarity, with using your intellect, your wisdom, and fairness. And you need to keep your head above the clouds for that decision, but it's difficult for you to make that decision because there's a lot of uncertainty. You've got the Luna here. Emotions are running high. There's fears and unspoken feelings and perhaps potential fears that are rising to your conscious now, and you feel that, you know, the path ahead isn't very clear. You're not sure how to make this decision. You've reached a point of comfort and you don't want to mess it up. But overall, it's a very positive time. I mean, here's a point where you could ask for help in making this decision. Perhaps that's the help you need, a bit of guidance. But here you are, your guidance card sort of shows that you've laid out, you've put firm foundations down, you've started a period of growth, you've reached a point where you can sort of watch the potentials begin to come to fruition now. This is a picture of someone who he sent out his ships. He's a trader and he's standing there on the banks watching the first of his ships come back with the trade results, you know. So it sort of shows that period of growth, that waiting for the results of what you've laid down to show. Those first few rewards, even if they're small, they're coming in now, and you know, you need to hold on to your sense of purpose and continue this growth. It's not a time really to get lost in the sense of uncertainty and fear. Here's, you know, things are moving now for you. You've reached a sense of a period of success. There's been something come to its full term. You're actually, whether you feel that emotionally or not, there's stability and security around you, and you know, you're in a position now to begin to relax and enjoy this. But the cards here sort of show that you're a bit fraught with uncertainty and dogged by a difficult decision that needs to be made. And I get a sense, looking where you're going towards, you're worried about perhaps not making the right decision and potentially hurting others or yourself. But you've got very positive guidance cards. As I say, it's sort of reminding you that you've reached a good point now where things can continue to grow and expand, and your fortunes are changing. You can believe the good that's happened. You know, as you say, you've got the wheel here and the wheel of fortune. This is the same sort of energy. It's sort of, when you get them together like this, it's really reiterating that there's a change of fortune. So even if things have been difficult, if things feel uncertain now, just know that it's the energy changing, and things, you know, your luck will turn. Your luck is turning, and it's good for you. But I think it needs, for this expansion, the sense I get here, you're moving towards choosing to move on from something, to leave something behind, something that feels good and potential, and a potential to bring you joy. It's almost like that decision is about leaving something behind in order to prevent, in order to ameliorate a possible heartbreak. So it's like leaving something before it breaks down totally, before it brings regret and despair. That's the sense I get when I look at these two together. You're moving on. It shows, what you may choose to move on from something, and that possibly is moving on in response to this change of energy, response to the opportunities that this change of fortune brings, and that sense of the growth that is around you at this time. So in order to, it shows to me, in order, the decision may be made in order to alleviate or lessen something that could be painful and regretful. You decide to let it go, to move on and set your heights on something higher. And as we say, we've got at the bottom of the deck here, you've got Temperance, suggesting that need for balance, for moderation in how you're dealing with others, but also you've got to balance that out with what's opening up for you, what potentials are opening up for you. You've got cards here that really suggest a new phase that you're stepping towards, and perhaps the difficulty is simply in following that new phase, following that new path that's opening up to you, because there may be a fear of either hurting someone or leaving, being a fear of messing it up and having that sense of regret. But the thing with the Three of Swords, it's not just about heartache and betrayal. It sort of also talks to the alignment of the mind with the heart, sort of lessons learned, so the growth of the mind through difficult decisions or through difficult times. But the Eight of Cups that you're moving, your possible outcomes shows that finding that path. You see the path in the moon that needs to be followed, going on that path, and there is the moon there anyway. So it's sort of, I get a sense of choosing that path, choosing your way forward, but it may involve leaving something behind, abandoning something that hasn't started. It's still fine, you're leaving it before it gets unpleasant, leaving it before it's causes heartache and difficulties. So your ask for help, I think, would be in making a difficult decision, turn to someone who can mentor you in this. And if also in expanding whatever projects or businesses you may be involved in, you may need to reach out for assistance because it's expanding and it's getting bigger. But overall, it's actually a very positive spread of cards here for you. There's a wonderful, profound new beginning that does sort of throw up a bit of emotional intensity and that sense of uncertainty that you feel as you begin a new unknown path. So there you have it, Libra. I hope you enjoyed your reading and that it resonates with you, and if so, please remember to hit the like, share and subscribe buttons, and then have yourself a good 2 weeks, and God bless you till we meet again.